welcome to a Let's Talk Battle Rap original LTBR podcast. I'm Titus. I got my brother Smo with me, my brother Q with me. This is an original new show. This first episode of our new show titled How Many Classics? We're going to go through a battler's resume and see how many classics they really got. Because classic is the most overused term in battle rap. We're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to figure out what's really real. Sometimes it might get kind of slanderous, according to y'all. Sometimes it might be too much. But today, we're going to have a nice balance of classics because, you know, we got a good artist today. Man from Cortland Ave by the name of Chess. Young man, Cake Life, Cave Gang, Gun Titles. Steam's his friend. Young Legend, Young God, Young Angel, Young Lion. Q, Smo, how y'all feeling, man?
Living good, man. Excited to go over this resume, counting down. Like you said, classic is a term that we hear a lot. A lot of people have different definitions of classic. They'll just debate something like that. I know I'm particularly, you know what I'm saying, like really picky with my classics. So it'll be cool to see how we all, you know, kind of like butt heads and decide on the final number. But I'm excited for this new series.
Yeah, this is chess is a good one to start off with. So I'm excited to see what we come up with here because there's some ones that I won't be surprised if we just really vehemently disagree on, and ones that that I might not be surprised if we like. Obviously, like there's like maybe like one or two kind of consensus ones, but I think we might have some surprising agreements on chess. So we'll see.
For sure. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. So what I did was I went through to Verse Track, shout out to Verse Tractor, went through Chess's resume by highest viewed battles on YouTube to like compile a list of like you can go through and just see like a solid list of like these are probably possible. There's locks, then there's possibles, right? Then there's probably personal classics. Battle you might think it's the classic that probably won't walk to most people, right? I think we all got a few of those in certain people, right? So with Chess, let's go through our locks, man. His highest viewed battle is obviously Tay-Rock. Lock, right? Lock.
Yeah, ain't nothing to talk about there. Okay. Even with the result, which I don't know if y'all would agree, I still feel like Chess even clearly lost the battle, but his first is probably to this day the best round I ever heard from him. His second and his third are also great. If he didn't have that little weird news reporter thing in the third, he would have been clean all the way through. Right. And it would have a top 5 battle ever, maybe. Who knows? But no question, that's a classic battle.
Yep. Q, lock for you?
Yeah, I have it as a lock. Even like just for alone, like Chess spit one of the best rounds of all time in that battle. So,
right.
So like just based off of that, almost it has to be a lock. And then obviously like how like the timing of it and what it meant at the time. So yeah, I do have it as a lock.
All right.
Part of the battle wasn't even first too. Michael Jackson, crazy.
Yeah, that was yo. Like you said, that news report thing doesn't happen. That bar might win him the battle.
Because I was in the third too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Even with the flaws, it's high level. I mean, it's only a few battles hit 4 million for a reason. So
right. His second highest viewed battle, Summer Impact, Cake Life versus Loaded Hollows. Is this a lock?
This is tough. This is kind of tough.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really care for 2-on-2s on a real grading scale. So inherently, I know I'm coming into this one a little biased. I also think it's a good but not great battle. So for those, I want to say it's not, but I do understand that when people talk classics, a lot of people do weigh impact very heavy into that. And I mean, the 4 names here that night, I was in the building, even though that there's a couple 1.5 chokes they don't really talk about in that battle. I still think that it is good and it means a lot. So if people want to count on, I'm not mad at it. I'll go. I'll give it. I'll give it.
Lux didn't choke. Lux didn't choke. A man sneezed. A man was filming. That's what his homie said. Remember?
A 90-second sneeze is crazy.
So like, like the moment of it, what it meant at the time. This is Chess working his way back up, living up to his potential. Finally, to some people, and this like I feel like the storyline almost makes it more of a classic than the actual material of the battle. And I still think it's a good battle, maybe even a very good battle, but I wouldn't call it necessarily great either. Smo also talked about the inconsistencies there with some choking and stumbling. So I'm not sure. I would kind of have this on the bubble or borderline, but I'm not. I wouldn't argue against this battle either. But it sounds like Titus, you have this a lot.
Yes, it's locked for me. This was locked for me. I understand the talk about like the moments, the chokes, and everything, but like considering they did that on less than 14 days prep total, like I said, the material we did get, the Shells cases line, obviously Lux in the third with the Gray Hoodie coming back, the twerk bouncing thing, like it was a lot of just dope moments that took place in that battle. Like it was really dope, and like I said, I was also in the building too, so I'm like, I remember that building, like, oh my god, this is a wild time right now. So I got this as a lock, but I am willing. If you're like not a 2-on-2 person, I'm willing to accept the fact that it's probably not there. So
I will
let's put it on the edge and we'll table that one.
It's got a lot of moments, and that's
it's got a lot of moments.
I don't think quality wise, it's not like Rock and Chess where I'm like, yo, that's classic quality, man. That's really all crazy rewatchable, but it's got like 4 or 5 like all time moments. There's a bunch of classic shit that happens in this, and what makes it classic. So we'll leave it on for now.
Yeah, we'll table that when we come back to it. His third highest view battle with 3 million, over 3 million is Charlie Clips versus Chess. I'm saying no.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah,
which I really enjoy this battle, but
right,
no.
Yeah. So we got one out. Chess and Av, obviously that's a lock, right? It's a lock.
Someone had a classic performance.
Yeah, this is tough because Chess is good in the battle. He's very, very good in the battle. I won't say great, but like it's kind of an Av highlight reel. Yes, it's kind of an Av highlight reel though.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's big for Av, but I don't know if I consider. I mean, when we talk about classics, I feel like it would have to be back and forth. I feel like if you look back at this is really all about Av for the most part. While Chess the Second is really good, like this is one of Av's like biggest wins, biggest moments, biggest performances. I don't really see it both both ways that's needed for it to be called classic.
Okay, that's valid. We'll knock that one out. All right, Twerk and Chess. This is a yes for me.
I'm saying yes.
I had it in my possible coming in, but I want to say yes too. I really, really do like it. I love the way it's shot. I love the content. Another battle that just like kind of like Rock, I felt like Twerk even kind of won, But even with that,
yeah,
I love everything about the way that battle is. It's like peak battle rap, but it's that volume-esque type of setting, which band kind of is, and the quality, paper test, everything. I'm with it.
All right, it's about to get hectic. Reed Dollars and Chess. I have this as a classic.
I know your answer.
I have this as a classic. I read Chess as a classic. I do.
Excuse me?
Yeah, reading Chess, Mo. Yeah, it's a classic to me. I love that battle. Reading Chess is a classic to me. Yes,
it ain't no bad. It ain't no bad, but don't get me like I like it, but this is like the epitome of like dozen-minute long round chess. This is a good read, but it's not the best read. I'm not. Q, what do you think?
Oh yeah, I don't agree with one. I like the battle, but nah. But I know that Titus has like a real strong affinity for this one, so this didn't surprise me.
Yeah, I think this might be in the personal classic category. Like I probably can't get it off, like in a room like this. But to me, that battle's a classic. I watched that battle a decent amount of times.
It's a fun piece of history too, because it's one of the better reads you're gonna see for real. Like
it was like
third,
like the perfect size room for Reed to succeed.
Yeah, not no 2 good rounds and then a recycled third, and we're just happy because Reed was not like this is 3 rounds of Reed. So there's like pluses to it, but it doesn't get me classic. Nah.
That's fair. This is like I said, this is in my personal classic category. I think. When Chess said, "Hold on, Smack, it's in the car, Smack. We take the battle. Where the fuck you parked that?" Oh my god!
That's crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, he was wild. He was wild. My man Reed, he said, "Wes Craig when the rest don't make me write a movie." Running out of breath saying it. That was hard. Yeah, I love that battle though. I think I watched that battle on the way to Houston and on the way back from Houston.
Born Legacy, the first few Born Legacies always get replays. Everything about those first energy,
like
that's all good. Good
Born
shit,
Legacy
man.
had the glow for a minute. All right, man. We got. All right, this is another one. All right. Oh no, we got DNA next. Just for DNA, I'm saying no.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say no to this one. Like on paper, I get one to say yes because of like Chess being who he was at that stage in his career, like super young, might have been like what fucking 16 or whatever at that point in time.
Yeah.
And then like DNA and who DNA was and how young he was going through the ranks. So like on paper, it sounds like it could be a classic. It's still a good battle, but I wouldn't go as far as classic that.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. The last one from the YouTuber, I think the last possible. Well, I think we just going through locks. Easy, obviously, is a lock. Leave YouTube. Easy is a lock for sure.
Yeah, there ain't even. I don't even got to respond to such a lock
conversation.
Yeah. No.
Chess and Gotti.
Wait. Are we done with you?
For now, because I don't think there's any more locks on YouTube.
Okay, so we're just doing locks right now. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. But you said Chess and Gotti. I have that's a lock for me.
Same.
Yeah, it was in my possible. I think it's a really. It's kind of funny. I think quality wise, it's a classic, but sometimes I don't think for whatever. I mean, it gets buzz, but I don't know. Sometimes I don't feel like people always mention in that classic lane, but I'm glad to hear both of y'all say yes. Cause like, I think just off of like what they wrote, it's some of their best collection of like 6 rounds put together that any of them had back and forth in a battle. So I'm definitely with that.
Yeah,
it gets kind of forgotten. It gets kind of forgotten because like, sorry, that's before like Ichi had like his like big run is before that he saw the Surfs and all those guys. This is also like really the beginning of Chess's resurgence. So it's kind of a battle that's cursed in a way because it came at a point in time where both guys' stocks would rise even higher, and because of that, there's battles that like overshadow it or things that overshadow it. But yeah, I really love this battle.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I think, and this is like the first like app drop that shook. Y'all remember that? Like this first app drop that was like,
Yeah.
no, this is one.
The numbers on it are pretty crazy. Like app wise, you're saying it's got hundreds of thousands of it. So yeah, no, that was my y'all have that's my 2 locks and 2 possibles. I had Rock and Easy, and I had Geechee and Twerk in my possibles. So
yeah, sorry, hold on, let me take it. But yeah, I got Gotti. Okay. Danny DeMyers. Good, not a classic, right?
it was a classic lie.
It was a classic lie for sure.
It was definitely. If you ever want to tell people in the building recap stories, y'all ever heard that? If there's anyone that's new here and like, what is this against in the building? Ask somebody what the result of Danny and Chess was the night of, and then what happened on the app. But it's a good battle in the classic, though.
Yeah, that was a that time when they were like, "Oh, Danny just cleaned up Chess." I'm like, that doesn't feel like a thing that happened. Doesn't feel like
that shit was so egregiously wrong. That was fucking battle rap malpractice.
Yeah, and like that was at the time. I think you were talking about before. That was the time when like we was fresh off Summer Impact Reloaded, so everybody just hated Cave Gang. So it was just like all Cave Gang energy was just negative.
That was the first event, I think, post the situation for most of those guys. And I mean, I still got Danny winning the battle. I don't got him winning it clear, though. I think it's definitely a close, debatable battle, which is why it's so funny it went from body bag to debatable. Like, put the drinks down, people. Come on, man. If you're going to recap, put the drinks down. But it's still a good battle. I just happen to edge Danny. But even with that, it's not no classic, crazy battle. So,
for real, yeah. Arsenal?
Classic ass whooping.
What did you didn't just say? He said Arsenal?
Yeah. He said Arsenal.
Oh man.
No, all right, we'll keep moving. Loso.
This is I was thinking about this battle earlier. This is one of the ones I was thinking about.
It's got that quality. It's almost like, isn't it kind of crazy? It's almost like a sleeper battle. I mean, like we know we're intact. There definitely names of value, but in the grand scheme of things, like big thing for me on Classic, 6 great rounds. That battle has 6 good to great rounds, quality-wise, front to back. It's just a matter of would enough people say it's known enough, big enough to truly be classic.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. at some point, like when we use that classic word, like when you say classic, like some level of like widespread recognition and something like stuff like does factor into it. And sometimes the quality is just so like undeniable with something that it kind of like can forego that. And I don't. I feel like this is not the chess battle from that year I would argue for.
Okay, so
but if someone was to argue for chess and Losa, I wouldn't fight it. This is not the one I would fight for.
okay. So do you think Chaos and Chess was better than Chess and Losa?
I like Chaos and Chess a little bit more.
Okay.
I think it's
And
better.
I think that there's like the highlights to back it up. I think that Chaos's first round and then Chess's second round are like bigger highlights than whatever we got from Losa versus Chess, in my opinion.
That's fair. Yeah, highlights. Yeah, that battle does have more highlights, I think. But I think with Smo, like material wise, consistently all three, Chess and Losa feels like a better back and forth.
I think it does too. I think the real like lower point there is Chess's first round being kind of dry, but then the second and third obviously are great. And I feel like there was like a pretty consistently good Kid Chaos, all three, maybe kind of teeters off a little bit in the third. But I don't think it's as far off in terms of like being like super great 6 rounds. I would say we probably got like 5 great rounds, which I'm still like I still feel like the highlights of it are still strong enough for me to put it above Loso and Chess.
Okay.
Yeah, 5-6 rounds, the majority of the battle. And we got one of the most classic lines in Chess's repertoire. I'll put chaos underwater like a dangerous ocean. I love that. But funny enough, though, he has the R.L. Stein. That's crazy. The kid flips were crazy. It was unexpected, too. I mean, it ended up being easily the best battle on that card, kind of being like the card saver in a way. So I definitely could start seeing arguments for it, and maybe it just needs that time to kind of age there, like some battles do, because quality-wise, it is Kid Chaos's first, one of the best of his career. Chess is second, you know what I'm saying? He blows him out of the water, and then the third is extremely debatable, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm willing to argue for either, but I do understand the point. I think I understand the points for both, but I'm willing to concede Chaos over the Loso one, I think. But they're very close to me. Like, it's real close. Chess was on a little streak, man. He was kind of bugging that year.
His 2021 was one of the best years of his career for him.
100%.
But I personally wouldn't vote either of them as classic. I think they're just good battles. I would take Chaos over Loso if we did induct one of them, though. Like if you guys wanted to vote one of them, that would be the one I'd pick out of the two. But both great.
Question mark by that one. Put a question mark by that one. We'll revisit. We'll say with that one too. All right. So let's head back to you, Sue. We got our locks. I think our locks were Rock, Twerk, Easy, and Gotti. Those are locks.
Yeah, those are locks. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go back to you two, man. This is another Titus classic. Chess and T-Top.
Okay. I kind of like Brazen Chess more.
Brazen Chess.
Oh, the Brazen Chess. I'm trying to remember. Like, no, that was Brazen Dot. Because I'm thinking like, because back then Chess and Dot kind of looked like
the whole battle. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
No, because back then Brazen Dot and Chess kind of looked alike. So I like substituted Chess into being the one in that battle. But yeah, this is make the case for this one. I'm not opposed to it, but make the case for it.
So, at the time when this battle happened, it was UFF, obviously. T-Top's UFF run is still to me one of my favorite tournament runs, like in battle rap. I feel like Chess was like still having this coming out, almost like, yo, this dude's 15 is just bombing. I think they had a solid back and forth, and it came down to it was the last judge that it came down to. It came down to Remy. Remy was the final judge that it came down to for the decision. And Chess had a slight slip up in his third that separated that battle. He stood up on a word, as Chess will do sometimes, and that was the final separation in that battle. And I always felt like super compelling. I always want to see them battle again as they made it up higher. I want to see them run that back. It was about, I really just love the back and forth in that battle. The elements of it just, the 60-second UFF rounds, like having a standout in that format was super, super crazy. And like I said, coming down to the last judge and just a slice slip up from Chess separating the battle with everything. So
I'm kind of like fine. Like if your argument would be this is the best battle from the UFF era, I feel like that's a really strong argument. Like, because when I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure what else I would really argue for in terms of like what's the best UFF battle.
Yeah, it's a fact.
I mean, there's a lot of classic elements. Me, I'm always a stickler for like the round quality.
Yeah.
And I do think like you said, it's a solid back and forth. And for me, that's like what I view it as a solid back and forth. But I do understand like UFF meant a lot. And that's kind of a classic piece of history.
Right.
And if you're the best battle of a classic piece of history, there's an argument you could finagle in there. I don't know quality wise. If I look at this and I like in live time, first time watching, like, oh, is this a classic battle? I'm like, oh, this is a good battle. But like you said, UFF, the judging, if you guys take that in consideration and you two think that impact is enough, like it sticks in history to the point that it is classic, I'd vote against it. But if I'm outvoted, I'm cool with it.
Yeah. And Q, to your point, I think the only other UFF battle I think that rivals it is probably Latize and Ill Will.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be another good one.
Yeah, that one was crazy. I love it too. I get a chance to reference Latize on the show. Best time.
Yeah, you'll force Latize reference. You'll force.
I will. I will. I will.
You'll find a way.
That's my guy. It's my dude, man. All right, so let's go. The Saga, Chess in the Saga.
That's one of my personal picks.
Personal classic.
It's a classic performance, but Saga did not fight back enough to make it. It's like one of the few where I'm really not like. It's one of the few where I'm like, yo, Chess's side is really what brings this battle up. Saga's first is good. Saga won the first. That's the funny thing. People don't be remembering that. But then he got ostracized the second and the third, and that's
like,
they got bad.
So here's the thing.
That's like one of the most egregious downhill writing I've seen.
Yeah, it's like. It's really downhill because like Saga's first is so great, but I still think he's like good in the second. In the second.
No, I don't think he was bad in any round. A vast difference. It was just a dramatic difference.
Yeah, so like I don't know, like Saga's first round was like incredible to me, and it seemed like we were on the way to like a really competitive battle, and then Chess just levels on him. And that can take away from it being viewed as a classic because eventually you kind of get so lopsided, I guess. But with how strong that first round is and Chess's performance in I guess in all three, what do you want to say? I think all three from Chess are crazy. And eventually he just takes off on him like Saga, why we got to die to see heaven and all types of shit that we get.
Imaginary friend. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Christ.
Like it gets dark, and I understand how dark it gets can be something that pushes it back. But I also feel like that was the definitive Chess performance for a long time. I feel like as you look through Chess's career for those first few years, up until you get to the Rock battle, I feel like the Saga battle is almost what gets him Rock. I feel like how good he was there and seeing how good he could be is why you could justify booking Chess versus Rock at that point in time, because you saw like where he could go and the talent he possessed. So I would say I think I like Saga's material more than you guys do in that battle. And I think for Chess's legacy, that was like the tipping point for, okay, like this guy could be someone that can main event some for Manners or no one day.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Of the 12-minute round chess, as Smo called him, that era, this is like the best one. Of like, I got 30-minute rounds chess.
Mr. Rock, either of them. Like he was rapping for like a half an hour, but it was a very worthwhile half an hour.
Right.
Like I was not mad at the 30 minutes of rapping.
That man said, God can save you from your sin. God save you from your sins. Bow, motherfucker, can he save you from mine? And then call time after that? Nah,
not save you.
Can he save you from mine? And the answer is no, he cannot.
Yeah, God cannot save him from that 2-1 clear. I'll tell you, it's tough though, because I agree with what Q said. This is the best way I could say it. It's easily a classic segment of Chess's career. Like to Chess, it's extremely classic, but is it? There's a lot of performances that to someone might be classic, but is it classic in the wide scope of battle rap?
Right.
I don't know. And then because the big thing about classics is they're true wars, you know what I mean? Or they're these large impact, even if someone won clear, there is that kind of like war mentality to it. And although Saga went up 1-0, he got dragged the last two. And it's kind of tough. It's like it's such a separation from chess that for me it doesn't fit the classic category. Maybe classic performance. Oh, absolutely, but just not the back and forth.
Yeah, that's fair. Chess and Rum Nitty.
It's a good battle.
Good battle. No,
Yeah.
I can't say
I don't
that.
have any classic. I don't have any classic.
Okay, I have one. I'm not sure. Well, I'm sorry to cut you off, so I'm not sure you have more on Chess and Rum, but I have one to propose
Talk to me.
after this one.
No, I was just gonna say it was a good battle. But what's your proposition?
What about Chess and Dougie?
We go hard. It's a gas fest, but it's one of the best though. I ain't gonna lie. It's so tough to put a We Go Hard battle, but it is one of the
I know.
best.
I understand, but this is like maybe to this day like the definitive We Go Hard battle.
Yo, it really is
It is some We Go Hard logo shit.
Yeah, it really is the face We Go Hard. It absolutely is.
So I get it. Like the fucking hour and a half long We Go Hard battle where everywhere you can stop every 2 bars. I get it. Like I understand. But this is like the definitive battle of a league that's been like a mainstay for the last decade, and I feel like that means something, and it is a good battle. So like, I understand if this doesn't make it through, but I think that Chess and Dougie does deserve consideration.
For the record, it is their second highest viewed battle on the channel.
Is the first highest viewed that Daylight and Bangs battle?
It is.
Okay. Yeah.
Chess is actually Chess has like the top 4 outside of Daylight and Bangs. It's Daylight Bangs and then Chess Dougie, a Chess music video, Chess Brooklyn Carter, Chess versus Gwitty. It's the list. Chess versus Gwitty. Thought y'all like to know that. It's up there.
I mean, Chess and Gwitty is also is another one.
Yeah, the Dougie battle, I want to resist it for the gas chamber that took place, but I also understand that was a moment in We Go Hard history. I remember when that battle dropped. It was a big deal.
We should make a category because here's my thing. It ain't a classic, but it's a cult classic for sure. Like if you're a We Go Hard fan, like if that's really one of your leagues, you talk, that's like that's like Luxembourg. I don't know what that is to We Go Hard people. I'm not one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like they got good battles they put out, but it's definitely an acquired taste. But that's one that's universal. Everyone watched Chess and Dougie from around the culture. So if we could make like a cult classic one,
You know
I think
that can be a category. Cult class. I'm marking that.
I think that fits perfect.
I'm putting a CC check beside it because I put a UFF check beside the T-top and chess one. So that's a cult classic. That goes in the cult classic category.
Okay, so what about like?
Nice back. Carried away.
No. I was saying like, how would you figure out about a category called app classics?
App classics, yeah, I think that'd be a good separator. I don't think we need it for chess right now.
App classics are real classics though, like Easy and Chess.
Yeah, true. So the are real. Okay.
Because we got 2 battles I think that are app exclusive that just easily like it's not enough of a barrier where it stops you because Geechee.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Just throwing it out there. Let's go ahead, man.
Yeah, it makes sense. I don't. Let me go back. I think I'm trying to think if we're missing anything. I feel like we're not. Some of these chess battles got so nasty, man. Like Chess and JSmo.
The rest of the Chess and Trez. Like
Chess and Don Marino. It's a Gates classic, right? It's a classic Gates moment.
It is. It's a classic Gates moment. Not a classic Gates moment.
Don Marino's kind of wilding on Chess. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh no! Don Marino wilded him the fuck up.
That was wicked.
God damn. Yo, Chess is like single-handedly responsible for people thinking. Never mind. What's the next battle, man?
Oh wait, hold on. I found a sneak. Red versus Chess.
I was gonna say that one. I was gonna say Red versus Chess. I want to see what you guys think.
I forgot they battled Loki. Was I
was watching. I was
I feel like that
watching.
might disqualify it because I forgot it happened.
No, see, so listen, I was watching that battle earlier, and we know like how much like entourage gas was happening during Chess and O-Red between like Arsenal. It was like literally fucking Arsenal versus Tay-Rock basically, right?
Arsenal started doing the Roddy Rich.
He did. But he also said, but O-Red said something like something obsolete, right?
Yeah.
And Arsenal goes, "These niggas not smart. These niggas not smart."
And like, obsolete, yeah.
and I never like really noticed that he did that. But when I got to that part of the round, I just busted out laughing because he's just like, "No, these niggas not smart," and Tay-Rock and Chess are just fucking cracking up. these niggas not smart.
That alone might make this a classic.
But no, Chess over is really good. It is a really good battle. I actually did just finish watching it a little bit ago before we came on here. I really enjoyed the battle, but it is forgettable for I guess for whatever that reason. It's kind of forgettable. So I guess like I'm fine disqualified now. But yeah, I like Chess over.
Okay.
Chessman won that. Y'all got Chessman in that battle?
I think I did. I think I did. I'm not.
I think I had Chess second and third.
Yeah.
I haven't rewatched that battle in a while, but I give Chess a lot of flack for his record against Vets, but I haven't heard that. People never mentioned the O-Red battle, and I believe he did win that battle. So I don't think it's classic, but it's definitely it's probably in the W column for Chess.
Red won the first round, and I think that it's actually funny. That's one of like the rare comedic Chess moments where he does like damn near half of his round clowning on Red for the teeth falling out versus Danny Myers.
Oh, yeah.
And so like that was like a really good chunk of Chess's round, and it was actually all really funny. It was all really clever.
No, like,
and like I give Chess points for that because that was like something that I didn't know he had the capability of doing. I didn't think that like his body allowed him to have fun.
Now Chess is randomly funny. Like I was there, when you said that reminded me, you remember the Saga battle? He was like, the Lord should G-check him. And he said it's serious. Like God should G-check you right now.
No, listen. He gets up close to the side and he's like, "I'm your God, nigga. I'm your God. I'm your God." But like for some reason, Saga feels the need to respond. He's like,
"Yeah, no, you're not.
No, you're not. No, you're not."
Like Smack had to get in the middle for that.
Like that's the craziest thing. Smack in the middle of like, "I'm your God, nigga. I'm your God."
No, you're not. Is hilarious. Like I seen him. No, you're not. Like,
right. All right. Chess and Jerry West.
It's another Chess win. I don't know if it's classic though.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you also had Chess win that battle. Some people at LTBR haven't, like France. But other than that, yeah.
Hey, when you battle the next clips, you know what I'm saying? That can warp people's minds.
Yeah, we battled the second coming of Charlie Clips, man. I'm saying that like I didn't have Jerry West winning at the time.
Jerry was really good though. Like, it was a net positive performance for Jerry, but there's nothing wrong with it. Still, it's still good for you. You just didn't win.
Right.
But I don't know. But it didn't pop off the page. It's not like it doesn't have the views or like the recognition. It doesn't, and it has good quality, but not all time great quality. So
my favorite moment in that is when Chess is explaining the difference between his material and Jerry West's material to the crowd.
He said like, there's a difference. Like I write like, I write like sentences. Like
it's sentences. Like
you know what I mean? Like I'm writing like coherent sentences here. Like.
Just thinking we're all stupid is like the funniest thing about him.
He was talking like the first man to write in cursive.
No, for real. Like he's like, "Yo, y'all can't do this." It's like when the nigga in the video when he's dancing, he's like, "You can't do this on concrete."
Oh man,
that's my favorite video ever.
That video was insane. I don't know what happened to that dude. He fell right on his head. Like
with us now.
And everybody ran away. Everybody ran away. Yeah. And it was like,
no one checked on that man.
My man ran with a plate of food. He had a plate that was gone and didn't spill it.
Y'all ever like dropped a bowling ball
Yes.
That was the exact sound that shit made. That shit was kind of crazy.
It really was. Yo, all right. I want to talk about K-Shine and chess. Because
yeah, this is what I was looking at.
Some people be lying about this battle. I want to talk about this battle.
Go ahead, Smo. Go ahead.
No, I mean, like, I think this is the best K-Shine performance, if not second, maybe first best ever. Fucking love this Shine performance. I thought Chess was really, really good in it too, particularly his second, the Stranger Danger, Flavor Flav. There's a lot of things to like. Just ain't nothing debatable about this battle. I see some people out here, they like to say, no. But I don't know. It just kind of sucks. If it wasn't the COVID era with this quality material, although I think Shine wins anywhere, Shine wins on any planet with the material they brought that day, I think I would give it a classic if it had a crowd to go with it. But sadly, like, it just didn't play out that way. And I think it just ends up being much bigger for Shine than it does be for Chess.
So I maintain that Chess was a Jeffrey Epstein is a live reference away from having this battle be a debatable. But once he said that, I could not put in the debatable category. He was just factually incorrect, trying to make a point, and I can't do anything with that. So that's my only argument, because I think this is one of the best Shines. But I also think, like you said, Chess was really on fire in that battle as well, and that Jeffrey Epstein reference just kept me from having to make it. I couldn't do it. Just, the person that respects facts in me would not allow me to make that debatable after that.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is that, like, I know that it won't get looked at the same way because, like, things change. Like, Brother Mook didn't happen. K-Shine and Pat was supposed to happen on that card. But, like, you kind of forget that Chess did main event Summer Madness. Like, you kind of forget that happened. Like,
that was the main event.
Did that count as the main event?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
The main event was Cal and Verb. I could be completely wrong, but I thought
I thought
that's what gets the books.
The Calvin Verb thing was because
that was shenanigans. Yeah, that was all shenanigans.
That was shenanigans. Like, K-Shine when Chess was the main event on the poster.
Yeah, so we remember, like, Verb and Calico went on Twitter and was like, "How we not at the top of the flyer?" And then you all made them at the top of the flyer. That's a shenanigans main event.
That's a Verb-like situation to happen.
It is.
Yeah, extremely.
But no, I didn't know that got the official credit for it. That's kind of crazy to.
I mean, I don't know. I would give it the credit for that, but I don't know
how we're doing that. Yeah, that's what made me stop believing it. That moment made me stop believing in flyers. Honestly, like, how you just complain and get it changed.
Yeah, for real.
So yeah,
So that's a no. That's a no one. That's a no on that one. But I really do. I was not a K-Shine believer. Me and Titus were firmly, during this point in time, we were not K-Shine believers.
Yeah, that happened.
You ain't had no choice with that one, man.
Yeah, that happened. Like, this is the shine. That Shine and the E-Heart Shine was like, that's who we want. That's what we like.
Yeah, it was like, oh, is this what they be thinking you doing? Like,
for real.
I ain't see it. I ain't see it. And then those chess and E-Heart battles happened. And I'm like, damn. Like, he might be him. He might be.
For real. That's really what it was. It was like that real moment that oh, that's what they meant. Got you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Should we go to possible?
It's not a classic, but I want to say, if you go back to that Chess and Calico, there's a really, really good battle in there. All right.
Chess's second round is like,
did you watch it backwards?
Really, really, really good.
I have watched it back, actually.
Did you watch it backwards though? Because you said somewhere in there is a good battle. I didn't see it going forward. I think Chess does have a good second, but I don't know where the rest of the good is.
The battle's good, man. You just gotta, once you get past the 30-minute throw-up segment.
So here's the thing, right? It's like, hearing you say this is like, it's almost like the same argument I'll make for like Ace versus Snake Eyes. Is like, this shit's a fucking mess, right? It is a mess of a battle, right? There's a whole bunch of shit going on. This nigga keeps throwing up. Like, Calico's making fun of him. Like, there's a whole bunch of shit going on. But if you can sit there and live with that, if you want to fast forward, like, there's good shit there. So like, it does not make it. But
I just want to acknowledge that's a good battle, man. I want to acknowledge.
Sometimes with those battles, like there's some mess there that ruins it, and that becomes the lasting legacy of it. But like, there be some gems in there.
Honestly, yo, funny story about that battle. So I was at Dandy Given Sunday event, and like when Chess went off screen, because you watching at home, you couldn't see him on screen anymore, right? Like nothing was happening. So Franz texted me like, "Yo, give me an update." I was like, "Bro, I don't have an update. We don't know. I don't see Chess. He's just not. I don't see him. There's nothing happening. We're all just standing here wondering where Chess is. Like, I don't have anything to tell you. I'm lost with you at home. Like, it was just wild. Like he was just gone. And he came back extra mad and had to throw up again because he was too mad.
Yeah, he came back real mad too. Like that's the
and then he choked for real.
Yeah, like he just knocked himself back.
He worked his way back into a choke.
Right. It was crazy. It was crazy.
And it was nasty. It was like a 2 minute. Yeah, no, I don't. Somewhere in there's a good battle. I didn't see it.
It's just like I can't say it for the Suge battle.
The Suge battle. Oh man,
the first one was better from the first one. Debatable for real,
right?
He actually did good for the first one, man. So it's like it's kind of people don't remember kind of in history. Chess kind of be getting down versus Jersey. I just kind of realized that going through all this, but that second one is not. The first one isn't classic either. So
yeah, nah.
Chess and Suge is like, man, like the way Chess started off was like really promising too, and man, that one hurts me, man, because I really think there's a really really great potential like Summer Madness like classic in there, because right. I thought Chess was starting off really really well versus Suge, and then things happened.
Yeah, especially with Summer Madness that needed something.
For sure.
Is there anything else I wanted to submit before we get our final tally?
I think that was kind of the full. I was going to mention the Dougie was going to be my like sneak one to catch you all off guard, but you got to before me. I thought that was a great one that you mentioned.
Yeah, and you
yeah. Outside of that, it's nothing. I'm ready to go over these possibles because I like the lot.
Yeah, unless we think Chess and Ishmullah is something that just consider. Oh
yeah, I was just gonna say Chess and Brooklyn Carter, but then I was like, you know what?
Wait, hold on. Let's we got the bullpen bull. Yo, Chess and Bad News.
I didn't mention it for a reason, but that's a specific lead. That's a bullpen classic.
That's a cult. Okay. Hey, you really want to? We got a little cult classic category. That's for other leagues where it's like they don't get the exposure where it's going to be harder for them, even if it is a classic quality battle, to get one.
Yeah.
But listen, Brooklyn Carter and Chess or Bad News and Chess matters to someone somewhere. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like big for the South. Like
I think the storyline of what happened right before that battle took place, which Smo, I'll tell you about off air, is why it's a classic. But I can't. I'm not gonna tell you right now. I can just pause the recording and tell you right now. Hold on, pause the recording. This is y'all can. Podcast. And we're back after that commercial break. So Smo, after hearing this story, does this make Bad News and Chess a cult classic?
Yeah, it might have to be, man. You know what I'm saying? For what are we gonna put on the paper?
Reasons.
For bullpen and extenuating circumstances, This is a cult classic.
Yep. So we're gonna add the Bad News battle to the notes as a CC.
It was a real good battle too, though.
It was. That was one of those.
At an era that I wasn't a Bad News believer, that was actually like an undeniably good Bad News and a good Chess. So
yeah, for sure. That was Chess that was Bad News after his first million view battle with Tay-Rock. Forget Bad News has a million view battle. Never forget that. He got one.
He reminds us often.
He does. I told him he started going by million view news back then. He yelled at me in his aggressive Bad News voice, facts. Because he's Bad News, so he's always aggressive.
Yeah, like you mean just his regular speaking voice?
Yeah, exactly. Love Bad News.
His regular way of speaking.
No, absolutely. All right, man. So back to these possibles.
Got 3, right?
Yep.
3 or 4, something like that.
I forgot what they were. I didn't write possible down.
I got the 2v2, the low, the
2v2,
right, and then you got Loso and Kid Chaos.
Okay,
and then I think T-Top, I don't know if you would file that as like there's classic elements to it, but I also don't know if it's a cult classic because it's big. People know of it.
Right.
But we could throw that in there. into the debate. We got four possibles. And
four possibles. So let's start with the Loso and Kid Chaos conversation. I feel like I'm at a place where I want to accept both or neither.
I'm on the neither side. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's no slander to either of the battles. Like, because I have nothing bad to say about either, but they don't jump out of the window to make, like, you got to really go above and beyond to be classic. That's the beautiful thing about a classic. It's the best of the best.
Yeah.
And they're just very good, but there's a lot of very good in the world. So no disrespect to either. Big wins for Chess at that for the most part. You know, he kind of lost to Chaos, but they lie. But great performances. But I'm gonna go on the side.
Thank you, Smoke, being on the lie side. Lie about JC. We'll get you on the JC one too, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, never. What do you think?
I'm gonna just get you to like read the lyrics to that battle one day, and
that only worked with one battler that we won't mention.
No, I know, but it's gonna work again because I just don't, because like you're a smart man, and I just refuse to like let you die on that hill. But we gonna get back. But like we gonna get to that at some point.
Absolutely, but nah. I mean, I'm down. No matter what the vote is, you know what I'm saying. I'll go with neither. But however y'all two vote, I'll respect that. So, all
right, Q, are you a fan? Are you a fan of either or neither? Or are you rather take one and pass it down?
I'm fine with either. I'm fine with either or neither because I feel like you can't really have one without the other. I think they have a similar formula. Yeah, like you can't really have one without the other. So I think it really just depends on how good I think both battles are, and like they're great, but they're also not chess and easy. Which, like, granted, that's different because like that chess and easy just might be the best battle of all time. Right. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like there's definitely an argument against it, not like kind of like transcending. But I'm not sure. Like, either that could just be like how loosely the classic word gets used, or that could be a case for how like maybe like looking at it too rigidly. I don't know, but yeah, I'm still kind of thinking on this one.
Yeah, I could retable it, and then the 2v2, man. Y'all know I got loaded Hollows and Chess and Cake Life as a classic. Or Guns and Cake. They were Guns and Cake. I'm sorry, Guns and Cake. That's a. You know what?
Yeah, Guns and Cake.
That name might maybe take it out of the classic category. I hate that name. I might be swayed.
I think I'm good with putting it in though. I ain't gonna lie. Like, and y'all know me, man. I'm the anti 2-on-2. Y'all don't need people listen. Y'all don't even know how much I don't like 2-on-2s. But
you hate.
There's so many classic things about it. Like, there's so many moments that matter. And I can tell you from being in the building, even though I watched it and I'm like, the crazy material, you know what I'm saying? It's not as consistent. It felt special. And it felt special to people on camera. That's why 5 fucking million people watched it. So I'm not mad at voting that in. I can't be.
So, and I want to point out is that really, if we want to know why it's classic, is that Chess hits that Shellcases bar and immediately rushes to the Lux and Hollow side to finish whatever argument was happening before the battle, to scream at men, and I quote, "I'm from Cortland Ave. I'm from Cortland Ave." And if that doesn't make it a classic, then I don't know what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, I knew it was up in that battle when I saw them arguing before the battle, so I said, "Okay, we'll have that kind of match tonight."
Yeah, that was some real like pure New York shit right there. That was
talk about the
pure unadulterated New York
At
shit.
the end of the night, bro, do you know how tired we were when that happened and we just weren't tired anymore?
Right. Like, we were supposed to have one more battle after that, Smo.
Yeah, we were. We got that battle was cursed though, so that was a sign. We didn't know that.
Yo, one day we're gonna have a conversation about Loaded Lux Entourage making everybody mad at all times.
Yes.
Because I think they have 100% success rate. Like, they've never not caused a problem in a battle.
Listen, man, 20 people is 20 personalities. I don't care how boss you are. That's a lot of shit. That's a lot of shit to direct on stage while you getting ready for your craft.
And Lux,
we got 2-on-2 in there though.
Yeah, I was thinking about the other 2-on-2s, and I don't think they're there. The K-Shine, Steams, DNA aren't there. I don't think the NWX ones. I don't have them in the classics.
The 1.3 battles.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have them in the classics, and the Quest McCody and Marv 1 is a classic ass whooping, obviously. the highlighted. Never mind.
So at least T-Top then. Besides Chaos and Loso, which I'm sure
T-Top.
that seems to be the hardest debate we've had. So I think we will do that at the very last.
Yeah, T-Top. Like I said, I feel like this is like a tournament classic. Cause I feel like tournament battles are just so different because they're strict time limits, more stakes, smaller moment move. You can't do a lot of the battle rap stuff. You guys get to it. And this being like an early UFF moment, like I said, probably one of the two standout battles of UFF. I feel like I would have it there.
Yeah, I don't really have an argument against it, honestly. Like, I feel like the arguments that are getting laid out like really makes it like integral or kind of like a piece of history, really. And like it might not have like the quality aspect that matches up here. And maybe like, I don't know, like, because we're gonna do more installments of this. Are we gonna set a precedent here where like the material always has to match up to with the moment?
Yeah.
Because
we already did
the case,
because we had the 2v2, which I think that some of it we both said, the material might not 100% be there, but it's good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still a very, very good. But if you're a very good battle with crazy impact, then I'm with that. You don't have to do 6 rounds, but it has to have like pretty significant impact. And if we're saying, if you two were saying that you think, being the best battle on UFF, one of the most known classes that people can actually put names to a class and order it out. And it's probably the best battle from that tournament. So if you guys think that's what puts it in there, let's go for it.
All right. So
I'm out with that. T-Top versus Chess gets voted in.
There it is. It's
so the 2v2 and T-Top and Chess got in.
Yes.
We're 2 of the 4 possibles, and now it's up to y'all with the vote on the last 2.
I think I'm willing to leave Chaos and Loso out. But I have them in the like very, very. They've been the very good category, but I think they're just short of the mark. But it's
I think I'm willing to concede with those two that they don't make it.
Yeah, I think I'm there with that too. So I think we got our list, man. All right, so just to go through it one more time: Tay-Rock lock, Av lock. Was Twerk a lock? That was a lock, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's a lock.
Easy was a lock. That's Gotti was a lock. So that's 5 locks. Mm-hmm. So he has 5 locks classic. So we have 5 classics already. Then we got Loaded Hollows.
2v2. Yeah.
Oh, 2v2, yeah.
Then the 2v2 makes 6. If we voted it in. So
yeah. What do we do with Reed? Was that just me? That's just Titus classic? That don't count.
That was just you.
All right. T-Top, so we're at 7. Dougie and Bad News are 8 and 9.
In the cult category.
Yeah, in the cult category.
It's still recognition, though.
They're still in the full classic, but they're the cult classics. So in total, we got just at 9 classic battles. That's a solid list.
That's a great way to start the series off.
It is.
Cause like a lot.
My bad, Q. You go.
No, you're gonna say a lot of people aren't going to get to that number or get above that. Like a lot of people aren't going to get close to that.
Honestly, they're not. What were you gonna say, Smo?
I was gonna say, what's the 7 bait? I got Easy, Rock, Geechee, and then Twerk, T-Top, and the 2v2. In like the top. Did I miss one in there? Because you said 9?
Those are the locks. Yeah, those are the locks. Those are
locks. 6. And then what are the 3 cult joints? The Dougie, Bad News.
Dougie, Bad News, and T-Top was the UFF one.
Okay, I have 8 here. Av is what you said?
2, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9.
I bet that was the last one.
So we did agree on Av then.
Yeah, I think we did. No, we didn't have Av. We didn't have Av.
I didn't think we. That's what I got. I got 8 right. That's my. I got Easy. I got Easy, Rock, Geechee, and I got Twerk, T-Top at the 2v2 in that top category. And then we said Dougie and Bad News were the Colts, right? So that's 8 overall with 6.
Okay.
Like, name
okay, you're right. Yeah.
All right, you got 8. Okay, no, yes, no.
That's still a great number, though.
Yeah,
there's a lot of vets that people don't realize kind of fighting for 4 or 5. They got a lot of battles that we heard of, but not a lot of like real classic joints. So to have 8 or 9 battles that people can rewatch like that, on top of battles we said were great, but just missed classic. That this you can question the win loss sometimes of him, but it's no question that he produces a lot of footage that people want to watch a lot of times, and that's a talent. You know what I'm saying? That's not easy.
100%, man. It's one of those things where being rewatchable, having accessible content can be more than a win or loss, and impactful content can be more than a win or loss in battle rap. It's really not all wins and losses. There are a lot of ugly wins in battle rap that don't do a lot for guys. It's because the win was ugly. We don't want to watch it again. They're not leaving thinking of anything you said. Like all these battles, like you said, whether you won or lost, even some of the clear loss, you could think of something Chess said in that moment. You think of a moment Chess had. You know what I mean? So great job, Chess. Salute to Chess, man. Representing at 20, still what, 23? Is he 23 now? Maybe. Might be 23.
Yeah, like 23 or something.
Yeah.
Like he's fucking like disgustingly young still.
right. Like he just
that's like Jesus Christ. Like how are you still that young?
For real. That's the craziest part. So yeah, salute to Chess.
How he's still that young? He living. What the fuck? He ain't gonna buy no VC points again a year. That's like. I'll fuck with GQ. But this is a great episode, man. I love making these, and I can't wait to see how many we're gonna have some battlers that might have 10 to 15. We're gonna have some battlers where we realize don't have many. I think there's a lot of good history that goes into this and really putting numbers on something. A lot of people don't put numbers on it. Some people call everything classic, and we kind of setting that line here. So I enjoy making this.
For sure, man. This was fun. Get at LTBR podcast if you wanna if you see this podcast and you have any disagreements with the list, you have any thoughts on the list that you have, any additions you think should have made, any thoughts, or ideas on who we should do next on this, it's gonna be a series. So any ideas on battles you want to hear us talk about next, let us know. Battlers you want to talk about next, let us know, you know what I'm saying? I'm on Twitter at TMAJE93. Smoke, plug your Twitter.
Yeah, at JSmo Reviews as well as JSmo Reviews on YouTube, man. All types of history content like this, and always talk about battle rap.
Yeah, Q don't want his Twitter because he don't want to talk to y'all. So I ain't gonna plug his Twitter.
I'm like getting more open to this. So like, if you want to, you can follow me on Twitter at QT_Moody. Go ahead and check out letstalkbattlerap.com.
Thanks.
Most recently, I worked on an article called "This is Bigger Than Easy versus URL," highlighting Easy's departure from the league and what that means and everything that led to it, and really just like big takeaways and really breaking down the whole situation from YouTube versus the app and how what's more important between the artist and the platform, but for who gets the most credit, and getting into a bunch of different details that I feel like people haven't done in terms of this topic. So if you're interested in that, that's over at letstalkbattlerap.com.
Facts. Definitely check that out. One of the best pieces of work on the website for sure. Letstalkbattlerap.com, at LTBR Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everything but Facebook, basically. You know what I'm saying? We on all of them.